So you're thinking about making a move in Spotsylvania County, huh? Well, you've come to the right place. The market right now is sending out some really clear signals. Over the next couple of minutes, we are going to break down all the latest data. We'll show you exactly what's up for grabs, what homes are actually selling for, and how fast they're flying off the market.
Whether you're a buyer, trying to find that perfect spot, or a seller who's aiming to get the absolute best price, really understanding what's going on it's everything. We're going to give you the key numbers and what they actually mean for you, so you can make your next move with total confidence.
Okay, here's our game plan. First, we'll get the big picture on supply. Then, we'll dive into what's for sale, decode those price tags, check out how fast things are selling, and then wrap it all up with a guide for your next move. Sound good? Let's jump in.
So let's kick things off with the most basic question of all. Just how many homes are we even talking about right now?
123. That's the number. Remember it. That's our total housing supply in Spotsylvania County at this moment. Now, this includes homes you can tour today and even ones that are just about to be listed. This is our starting point.
And that inventory? Well, it's split into two main groups. You've got 72 homes that are active right now. You could literally call up and go see them this afternoon. And then there are another 51 properties waiting in the wings, tagged as coming soon, just getting polished up for their big market debut.
Okay, so we know the magic number is 123. But what kind of homes are we actually talking about here? Let's peel back the layers and really look at the inventory.
Now this is where it gets really interesting. Look at the variety. The classic colonial style, that's making up the biggest slice of the pie at 23%. Right behind that, you've got your single-level rancher homes at 19%. But check out that other category, a massive 45%. That tells me there's a super diverse mix of homes out there, which is great news for buyers.
And this chart really shows you where the action is. You can see it clear as day. The sweet spot, the bulk of the market is sitting right between $400,000 and $700,000. That's where most of the listings are. So for buyers, that's probably where you're going to see the most competition.
All right, so we know what's out there and what the asking prices generally look like. But let's get to the question that's on everybody's mind. What are people actually paying for these homes?
To figure that out, we're going to switch gears a little. We're not looking at what's for sale anymore. We're looking at what has recently sold. This is the real deal, data from completed transactions that gives us the most accurate picture of what a home is truly worth in this market.
So when homes in Spotsylvania recently hit the market, sellers were, on average, asking for this price, $568,611. That's the sticker price. But what did they end up getting?
And here it is, the final average sales price, $560,704. Just look at how incredibly close those two numbers are.
So what does that really mean? It means sellers are getting 98.6% of what they originally asked for. That points to a very, very stable and predictable market. If you're a seller and you price your home correctly, you're going to be rewarded. And buyers, they're clearly seeing the value and meeting it.
Okay, so we know prices are holding strong. But what about the pace? Are homes getting snapped up in a weekend-long frenzy, or are they just sitting there for months on end? Let's talk about the speed of a typical sale.
54 days. That's it. That's the average time a recently sold home spent on the market. And that's from the day it was listed to the day the sellers accepted an offer and it went under contract.
Okay, so let's put these pieces together. You've got an average of 54 days on the market, combined with that 98.6% sale to list price. What does that tell you? It's kind of a Goldilocks market, right? Not too hot, not too cold. It's just steady. Buyers have a bit of breathing room to make a solid decision, but it also shows that if a home is priced right, it is not going to stick around forever. The market's just moving at a healthy, predictable pace.
So we've gone through the inventory, the pricing, the pace, but what does all this data actually mean for you? Let's break it down into a simple, practical guide.
All right, let's connect all the dots. Buyers, listen up. That 98.6% sale to list number means that, coming in with a lowball offer probably isn't going to get you very far, especially in that super competitive $400,000 to $700,000 range. And for sellers, this really drives home how crucial it is to price your home right from day one. Overpricing just won't fly, even in a strong market. And for everyone, that 54-day time frame means there's actually room for some thoughtful negotiation. It's a strong market, but not a frantic one.
Understanding these big county-wide numbers gives you a fantastic starting point. It really does. But turning these general trends into a winning strategy for your specific situation, that takes a much deeper dive into your neighborhood, your street, your actual property. So, if you're ready to take all this market data and turn it into a concrete plan that's tailored just for you, you can get a personal consultation by reaching out to Alexander Wilson. His number is right there on the screen.
And that brings us to our final thought. Remember those 51 coming soon homes? That's a little hint that our inventory might be creeping up. So the big question is, will that shift the balance of power between buyers and sellers as we head into the summer? It's definitely the key thing we'll be keeping our eyes on. Thanks so much for joining us for this market breakdown.